So I use this to find places where the pioneers went with their wagon. So I do trail witching with this. If you don't make it to Jackson County, then I want to be buried in my private cemetery up on the southeast corner. And that's the southeast corner. Over here on this side and over here on this side are a lot of graves that are not marked. And so everybody gets 2 of these coat hangers that I cut. So I use this to find places where the pioneers went with their wagon. So I do trail witching with this. But you can also find water pipe coming to your house. So anywhere there's a ground disturbance, these things will change direction on. Now, one way to test yourself is to go to where a grave is marked, because then you know exactly where one is, and see if you can make these things bend for you. Once in a while you're in a place and they'll bend out. It's not magnetic, so you can check the side of a grave this way, you can check the side of a grave this way, and it'll still bend the same way. You can switch fingers. Now, in English, you have to suspend disbelief. That means get rid of not believing. It didn't work for Nancy for maybe 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then one day she finally worked. Got it? Oh, good. Good, Emily. Keep going like that, a little bit farther, and you should go bang out. Graves are only so far. Now the real test is you go to Brigham Young's grave. Brigham's grave is not this big, but the stone on top of it is. So if you go right to the edge, nothing happens. But once you go farther in, you go, okay, that's where it starts. That's where the hole is, right here. Not out here on the edge. Over on these other ones, it'd be more the edge.
Don't go so fast, Linus.
Eli, you can go underneath.
That's pretty fun. Ja, Jakob, siehst du das? Bei dir ist gerade zusammengegangen. Siehst du? Wieder auseinander. Ja. It did.
Did it?
Yeah. No, don't go in. There's a reason there's a fence around it. Emily, you worked, huh? Interesting, huh? Yeah, you got to do it from this side. It's not working for her. I believe I can fly. I believe I can make this work.
Eli, no, you're not.
Hey,
Right on top of Brigham.
Eli, what the heck? You get out of there, man.
I'm gonna try that.
Brigham is going to turn around in his grave if he would see this.
Here.
We were driving up I-80 towards Park City, took the East Canyon exit. And this is essentially like the last place where the pioneers would stop, rest up the animals, and they would come down the big hill and then Little Hill into the Salt Lake Valley. And this is called Camp Grant right here for Jedediah Grant, who was one of the counselors to Brigham Young at the time.
You see where the road switched back, and I said that's where they go?
Yeah.
Right down there, and then to the left of where the road is, and it just followed the bottom of this V section.
And they could see the valley down there from here.
So this is, Brigham Young got turned sideways here, and he looked and he said something similar to, this is the right place. So at this point, for the stagecoaches that were coming up, for people, they had to get out and walk. It's just too steep for them to pull the weight with people. So even rich people had to get out. So Richard Burton talked about that.
So this is Immigration Canyon. Earlier we were over there and just drove back down. And now right here, and you can see here the trail where the pioneers came up. This right here is the last campsite before Brigham Young came into the valley. He slid all the way down to this point with his wagons and then just couldn't make it into the valley the same day and camped out here. And there is, behind this big machine, a monument that actually talks about that.
That one. Yeah, key.